Big up to everyone, lovely family and lovely friends out there, whatever you're watching Awini Unity platform from. Thank you so much, and I do really appreciate your time once again. This video, I have three important things which I want to share with you right here for us to debate right here on Awini Unity platform. And one of them is I'm going to share with some few players out there that are doing pretty well, which I feel like the next Black Stars call-up should be invited to join Black Stars. And the second is I'm going to tell you my main reason why I feel like I am still in support for us to maintain Chris Hughton. And the third is I'm going to share with you Black Stars first African Cup of Nations open game in Cote d'Ivoire, which I'm going to tell you right here for you to take note on everything. But very quick one. Let me remind you, whatever you are and you own a ship and you want shipping agency to supply you a lot of goods, Intercop is the right place for you. If you have a warehouse as well and you want a lot of warehouse things, anything that you want, Intercop is the right place. So please pick the number on the screen and get more information. So without much ado, let me just take you very quick to some of the things I'm going to share with you right here. Okay, before Ghana will be going, before I go to the players that I'm talking about right here, let me show you some of the games that Ghana will be playing. We have 2 games to play before going to the African Cup of Nations. So you can see it on the screen. Okay, you can see it right here and you can see it on the screen as well. You can see it. That World Cup qualifiers. This is the World Cup qualifiers. So Ghana gonna play the opening game for the World Cup qualifiers at home Wednesday on the 15th, which you need to take note. Wednesday on the 15th, with Madagascar. Okay, with Madagascar once again. That is the World Cup qualifiers. And the second game, the same World Cup qualifiers, the second game we'll be going away to play against Comoros, and that will be a Saturday, 18th November. That is the 2 games we have before we'll be going to the African Cup of Nations. So, before I tell you our open game African Cup of Nations campaign in Cote d'Ivoire, let me take you to some players, or let me talk about Chris Hughton first of all. The reason why I'm in support that we need to maintain Chris Hughton is, if you and I know very clearly that when it comes to our center backs, all our first center back are injured. Alexander Djiku are injured. Daniel Amate are injured. Mohamed Salisu are injured. Okay, that is our first center backs. So therefore, Chris Hughton have no option. I can tell you that if like this 3 players that I guess mentioned name was fully fit, I don't even think that maybe Nicolas Opoku would have been invited, because this players was not in. That is why Nicolas Opoku had chance to be there. Maybe Joseph Edu, yes. So therefore, we cannot blame Chris Hughton. That is my main reason why we need to give him the chance and have patience. Tariq Lamptey as well. Kamaldeen Suleiman as well. A lot of players. Daniel Kofi, always very good in our midfield. He's injured for a very long time, and I believe that some of you guys should know. If you do not know, I remind you once again. So, Chris Hughton going into some of the games, he do not really have fully squad out there. So therefore, we cannot blame him. And aside that, 6 games is not enough to sack a coach. And even sacking Chris Hughton, what is your coach out there to bring? What coach are you going to point that we should bring this coach? The coach that maybe you and I may want, or even the whole Ghanaians may want, do you have the money to offer this type of coach? The answer may be no. So for that reason, we have to keep Chris Hughton. That is my main reason why. Let's put this aside. Let's go into um, players that I feel like they should be called. Player like you can see player like Jesse Slope should invite to Black Stars if we really want to do well. No matter what, I don't know what type of problem they have with Jesse Slope. They have to talk to Jesse Slope, let them solve the issues very nicely so they can bring him back to Black Stars. Because at the right back, we do not have problem because you have a Liri Sedu and you were going to have Tarek Lamptey. And if you check a Liri Sedu, that is since a Liri Sedu joined Black Stars, there is no game I watch and I feel like this guy mess up. No. So we have a solid right back. Our big problem is we don't have a left back. Jiron Mensah, Baba Rahman, whoever. We don't have a player there that we can rely on. So having Jesse Slope can play there. Even me, whatever we should forget in, then we have Baba Rahman back. Because no matter what, Baba Rahman still do very well. But let's put the Baba Rahman aside. Let's talk about Jesse Slope. So I feel like going to the African Cup of Nations or even the World Cup qualified, we should put everything aside and invite Jesse Slope. Going to the World Cup, I talk about Jesse Slope and Jesse Pencil that if we do not invite this player, there is nowhere we can do well in the World Cup. Some of the people that even close to the leader reach out to me and they say, well, if we will get there, we will drop them and see what you have to do. You drop these players, you see what happened at the World Cup. So that should be a lesson to you. If you don't want to mess up in the African Cup of Nations, you need to listen to people sometimes. So therefore, in talk to Jesse Slope, bring him. Jesse Slope can play for the left back for us. That is the player number one. Let's move on to a player that we should invite. I know that maybe they would have invited him, but he is injured. Is Majid Asmero. Majid Asmero is doing well with Anderlecht, and anytime for some 2 games play in Black Stars for some a year, like a 1 month or something like that, you all see the kind of performance that he put out there. But the reason why they didn't call him, he's still injured. Okay. But if he recover very well, the World Cup qualifiers, they have to invite him. If he didn't recover very well, the African Cup of Nations, they have to invite him. That is a player that I feel like our midfield are lacking of something. So Majid Asmero. Let's move on. Patrick Pfeiffer. We are not sure how Daniel Amate, Alexander Juku, and Mohamed Salisu they're going to be fit going to the African Cup of Nations or even the World Cup qualifier, because the World Cup qualifier is very, very key. And if you really, really want to qualify the World Cup, you cannot mess up to lose your 2 games. That is Madagascar and Central African Republic. You should beat those. There is no excuse to lose these 2 games, winning one at home and drawing one. If you cannot beat Central African Republic at away, you have no business to go World Cup. You must beat Central African Republic. Not Central African Republic, Comoros. If you cannot beat Comoros away, then you have no business to go World Cup. So these 2 games, Ghana should have 6 points. There is no excuse that, we should at least, if we cannot do, we should have 4 points. If you cannot beat Comoros, do you think that you can beat Mali home and away? The answer is no. So therefore, you need to have Patrick Pfeiffer. If maybe some of these players, Daniel Amate, Alexander Juku, and Mohamed Salisu, maybe one of them didn't make it, you have to invite Patrick Pfeiffer. That's the player we have to invite. Let's move on. Player that we need to invite, and it is very, very important, is Bernard Tekwete. Bernard Tekwete is doing very well with Bulgaria Super League with Lurugot. Very, very good player, full of confidence, played in Europa League. Not that starting from bench. I'm not saying that Anthony Semenyo is not good. He's very good. He's scoring goals when it comes to Black Stars. But checking Benatekwete with Bulgarian Super League playing for Europa League, comparing some players, Benatekwete have to invite to Ghana Black Stars. Benatekwete have to invite. Sometimes I see some people watch my video and say, why are you promoting? I'm not promoting. I'm not talking about players that maybe some players say talk about this. Ghana is our country, and all of us, we want Ghana, we want the best for our country. That is the reason why we are talking about these players. Anybody that follow Europa League, I spoke about Benatekwete here day out and day in, and he's doing pretty well. Benatekwete should be invited to Black Stars. If we really want to see a different Black Stars, we should invite some players, and the players that have been in Black Stars, no players will feel that, okay, anytime I walk into Black Stars, I can play anytime. Benatekwete is a very good player with Bulgarian League, Ludogorets. Let's move to another player. Another player is Francis Amuzu. But the reason why I'm not gonna talk much about Francis Amuzu is when you look at Francis Amuzu is play for left wing. Okay, Francis Amuzu is a player that play for left wing. But when it comes to the right wing, who you have, when you come to the right wing, you have Kamadin Sulemana, you have Osman Bukari that improving day out, day in, is injured now, and you have Jesse Penson. But when you come to the left wing, you have Jordan and you and other players. You have Francis Amuzu doing very well with Anderlecht. So the reason why I'm not going to talk deep much about Francis Amuzu is because we have a lot of wingers. Ghana problem is one, we need some key midfielders that can hold ball and give proper passes, supply to the strikers. That is our main problem out there, and we need a very fit defenders. If you cannot even score goals, why Ghana? Ghana used to play like maybe good, and when we score one goal, it becomes difficult for the other team to equalize. Why? Because we were having John Mensah and John Pencil and a lot of good defenders out there. So the moment Ghana have chance to put one goal, Ogbena, you finish. We can maintain that goal. But Black Stars now, we cannot score goals and we cannot defend. So therefore, we need quality players. But when it comes to the wingers, we have never lacked in wingers. That is what we need. So now, let's go to African Cup of Nations. Okay, let's go to African Cup of Nations. The opening game on African Cup of Nations. Okay, African Cup of Nations. So African Cup of Nations, Ghana will open our campaign with Cape Verde. Okay, I have a lot of friends. I'm going to see how I have a lot of my friends from Cape Verde, and so interested. The day that they wanted to make, they was making the draw. I was saying that I want to meet Cape Verde. So I was watching with my friends that are from Cape Verde. Let's put this aside. So the open game going to be Cape Verde. That will be 14th January. 14th January, African Cup of Nations opening game for Ghana against Cape Verde. Sunday. Okay, Sunday, 14th January. That is our first game. Our second game going to be Egypt. That will be Monday, 22nd January. Okay, Monday, 22nd January. Against, no, that is not Monday. Egypt, that is Thursday, 18th January. 18th January with Egypt. Okay, with Egypt, 18th January. And 22nd January is actually Mozambique. Pardon me for that. Mozambique is 22nd January, Monday against Mozambique. That is the final group game. So if we win against Cape Verde. It's not mathematics here. We can beat Egypt, but we are not there to predict yet. So that is the games. First game, Sunday, 14th January against Cape Verde, and the second game is 18th January against Cameroon. Why am I Cameroon? Egypt. And the third game is Monday, 22nd against Mozambique. So if Ghana will really want to do well, we need to have a players, proper players that are really doing very well. That why we cannot win the African Cup of Nations when we have positive players out there. So that is some of the things you need to know. We have a lot of good players out there, and like I said yesterday, building a team, some of those things it takes, like we lost against Mexico and US, that shouldn't just make us lose hope for the coach. We should be behind the coach and say to the players that we believe you guys, but you guys also need to up your game and make yourself proud, make your family proud, make Ghanaians proud, and make football lovers proud. So if you're a football player, some of my friends out there watching, make yourself proud. So one day, if you're out of the national team, as some Asamoah and some players, they are not in the national team, but at least there's something today we can sit down and remember them that, oh, even though they have never even win a cup for Ghana, but it was some point their performance make us appreciate them. So what do you want? What legacy do you want to also leave in Black Stars? So one day you can also knock your case that the time that I was playing the Black Stars, this is what I actually achieved with the Black Stars in the country, the motherland, Ghana. So as a player, you do not need only your coach to motivate you. You are old enough to motivate yourself to work hard to achieve what you want to achieve. So that should be a headache to you, not the coach even to tell you what you have to do. If you're an individual person, like some of us being here, we don't play football. We don't wait in life for people to come and tell us that do this to achieve. But we know that it is the right thing for us to do to achieve it. So if you are my friend, you are a footballer out there watching this video, this is the thing that you need to have this kind of mentality going on to all these games. So thank you for everybody, and I do really appreciate you for always being part of a Winner Unity platform. And